Hello, my name is Abdullah Abdelkader, a student in Bahrain Polytechnic, and I am here today to talk about the material science project that have been handed to us by our tutor. And the purpose here is to find any product, could be anything, a water bottle, anything electronic, anything mechanical, anything that you can find. And we have to do reverse engineering in order to extract 5 to 8 components out of that product. So the product that we have chosen for this project is an AC compressor for an old Chevrolet truck. So I have done a general research about this AC compressor, and I'm expecting to find the pulley that you can see over here, a few pistons from the inside that will deal with the pressure and compress the air inside the system, and a few plates maybe, and that's all I'm expecting to find as of right now. But we will do the disassembly to this product in order to find everything in detail inside of this product, and we have to extract at least five parts, like I have said before. So I have brought today a hammer with me, although it is recommended to use some sort of a rubber hammer, because we are dealing with steel here, or aluminium. So when we will hammer the steel here, it will get damaged if we are going to use a steel hammer. But since this is already a scrap material, we are going to use this steel hammer, so there might be some dents or scratches that will happen to the product. Also, I have brought a ratchet alongside with the sockets as well to deal with the bolts on this product. And also I have brought a nose plier, because there is a lock here that I need to open with the nose plier. So now I have already opened this part of the AC compressor. This is the clutch, and I need to give it a few hits with the hammer in order to open it. This has already been unlocked. There was a lock nut here on the top, and as you can see, this will be our first part from the AC compressor. In order to open this one, I have actually gone to a mechanic, because there is a lock inside it. It's not very clear, but there was a lock in here that it was very difficult to open. We did not have the tool for it, and it was really hard to find that tool, because this is an old AC compressor from the 90s, so it was really hard to find that tool, but we have managed to find a shop that has it. So this is also a bit of critique to the product, because the tool that has been used is no longer available in the shops, not as much anymore. So now we move to the second part. We have the pulley here, and in order to open the pulley, I will use this pliers to open this lock. There is a lock here. This is a lock here, and I need to use the plier to open it. When I open this lock, I can finally take out the pulley, and then I will have access to the compressor. So when I have access to the compressor, then I can open it finally, and it will be a three pieces compressor. So I have to open the first piece in order to get inside the compressor and access the pistons. Then I will show you the process from there. Okay, so now as you can see, I have the pulley here, and there's a lock around the pulley. So I have to open it using this nose plier here. See, I have to use this one with the sharp edges, so I can actually scrape through the lock for the pulley. So when I do that, the lock will be taken off, and then it will be possible to push off the pulley from the compressor by using this hammer. So now I will proceed by opening this lock, and then it will finally be possible to extract the second part, which will be the pulley. So it would be more appropriate to use a different tool for this lock, but since we're running low on tools here, we don't really have the appropriate tools, so I had to go with this plier. Otherwise it would be more professional to use the proper tool for this lock. So anyway, I just taken off the lock, and this is the lock here. It's like a ring that was around the pulley that will just lock it in place. So now it's taken off, and since now the lock is off, as you can see, now I can finally take off the pulley from this side here. I can just hit it with a hammer from this side, and it will come off, as I will do right now. And just for general info, this compressor is actually heavy. I have looked in the internet, and it weighs around 7 kilos or 8 kilos, around that range. So and one of the improvements that could be done to this product, as I can see now before writing the project, is that maybe it was possible to use some different material that would reduce the weight of this AC compressor, because it's actually a little bit heavy to carry. But this is also a heavy duty compressor, so it's meant to be a little bit heavier than the typical compressor. So now I will proceed by just giving the pulley a few hits to try and open it and remove it from the compressor, as I will do now. Now I can see that it's starting to move a little bit. Almost halfway through. It is a little bit difficult to deal with this pulley. See, almost there. I think it is possible now. Okay, yeah. So now this is the pulley. This is what moves the compressor. It is a belt-driven pulley. So now I have took it off. So this would be the pulley, and this was the clutch that was on the pulley, like this. It would sandwich, like it would work just like one piece. And now, as you can see, this is the compressor without the pulley. So now I have to remove those bolts. There are a few bolts here, like around 6 bolts, I think. So I have to remove those bolts, and then I will finally access the pistons inside the AC compressor. So I will take another short break now, and then I will look for the appropriate socket size for the ratchet to open those bolts, or I will use a spanner, depends on whether if I have space to work on those bolts or not. So this is actually another day of working on this AC compressor, because yesterday I had difficulties with opening this part here. This part was placed right beneath the pulley and here above the AC compressor. What this part does is that it creates an electromagnetic field in order for it to sandwich the pulley here with the clutch. So then it can act as one piece and start rotating on the AC compressor. So I had to remove this one by hammering, actually, because it was stuck to the AC compressor, because this piece is really old. So now this counts as the third part for this AC compressor. Now I have access to the AC compressor. See, I have these bolts here, and I need to open those bolts to access the inside of this AC compressor. So now I have loosened up those bolts a little bit. I have my ratchet here. So now I will begin the process by opening up those bolts here. And I have forgot to mention yesterday that this group project contains of 3 students, including myself, and I am doing this project all by myself now, this portion of it, because of COVID. So for safety restrictions, all of us decided to stay at our homes, and I have decided to take this portion of the project to maintain the safety for the students and social distancing, since it's COVID now. So now I have loosened up all those bolts, and it will be now easier to access this AC compressor. See, they are all loosened up. Here. Now I'm expecting to find a lot of liquid inside. As you can see, this is the bolt here. I'm not sure if it is clear on the camera, but there is oil all over this bolt. So I'm expecting to find a lot of oil actually inside this air compressor. So I need to bring a tissue an industrial tissue, just to keep this environment here clean. So I will be back soon with the tissue. Okay, I am back now here, and I have the tissue with me just to keep this compressor and this area clean. And now I will proceed by opening this top part of the compressor. But now, since the compressor is old, I will have to use the hammer in order to just give it a little push until it is fully opened, and then I can access the inside of the compressor, where I'm expecting to find the pistons for the compressor. Okay, so now this is the top part of the compressor. This is the inside of it. And now I am closer to the inside of this compressor. As you can see, this is the top part from the inside. This is what the inside of the compressor looks like. Now I have to make my way through until I reach to the piston, so I can extract more parts out of the compressor. So now I will be proceeding by removing this plate. See, this is the plate that was covering the piston. So as you can see here, that this is a 3-piston compressor. And as you can see inside here, you can clearly see the piston here. This is one piston here and the other two. See, you can see it clearer now. So those are the pistons for the compressor. Okay, so now I have the compressor in this position. I had to fit the ratchet at the back side of it just so I can show you how the shaft rotates and it moves the pistons. See, the pistons are here, so when I rotate the shaft, see, the pistons will start moving. So this is how the compressor works when it's driven by the belt. When the shaft starts to rotate, this is what happens from the inside. So now I will proceed by opening this compressor, and I will start by working on the opposite side by opening this nut at the back side of it. So this is the lock nut at the back side of the compressor, and I took it off now, so it should be easier to access the compressor now and strip it down more of its parts. So I will start by hammering the back side of it as well. Now it's off. So this is the back side of the compressor. Here. And I have forgot to mention that this is also the input for the compressor, for the low and high pressure, the input and output for the compressor. The beauty of it is that we have way too many parts from this compressor. It might look so simple and we use it on our everyday life, but the amount of engineering and perfection and efficiency inside this compressor is actually shocking and quite impressive. So I have took out this plate as well. It's similar to the plate from the front side of the compressor. Not much of a difference here. It's just the same operation from back to front and vice versa. So now, as you can see, you might be able to see clearer from this side, since no shaft here that's covering the view. You can see how the pistons rotate. There's a little bit of oil here. You can see as I rotate the shaft, see, the pistons will start moving. And this is the process on how the compressor will work while it's being belt driven. So now what I have to do is that I have to open this middle part just to show the piston as a whole. Hello. I am back again, and as you can see, I have managed to open the compressor, revealing the inside part of it, which includes the pistons. Now, as you can see, this is the shaft that used to rotate the inner side of the compressor, including the pistons. And you can see here that this is the rotating part that will move the pistons around the compressor. The pistons works in a sequential order, meaning that when this piston start rising, then this piston will start rising, and then this piston will start rising. So they move in order. So the way I have managed to do this is by chiseling. I have used a chisel alongside with the hammer. When I have put it on this position, and I've started hammering until the two parts disassembled from each other. And you can see the process by watching this video, which I have edited now. Okay, so after watching the video, you can clearly see the process of how I opened this compressor with the help of a friend in his workshop, and it was done perfectly, and I have managed to open those parts. So with all of this being done, I have now too many parts actually that has been extracted from the compressor. I have the plates, I have the sides for the compressor, the housing, I have the piece for the electromagnetic field, I have the pulley and the clutch for it. I have too many parts, and therefore we are ready to complete this project by writing the report, including more information regarding to the air compressor and more research and in-depth detail about it. So thank you for watching. I hope you have had a fun time watching this video and learned new things about this while watching this video. And I would like to thank Bahrain Polytechnic for giving me the opportunity to actually work on something and learn new stuff while doing this research and working on this AC compressor. Thank you.